Hello there YouTube, it's Beautiful Wellness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the first of this month's Korean toy reviews. So, yeah, got a bot to show you, another bot from the Metal Cardbot toy line. Which I've decided I'm going to buy all the main character figures from. And we're now down to character number 11 out of 12. So there's 12 characters, original characters from the show. And this is character number 11, so only one more to go, and I've got the whole set. Well, there is a 13th character, but it's a repaint of the first character, Blue Cop, with a load of power-ups and upgrades for his final battle with the big bad guy at the end of the series. Right, so who have I got today? Right, now the last couple of Metal Cardbot reviews have been centered around these two guys. Oh, let's pick them up. So you got Buffalo Crush and Buster Galleon or Gallon. So yeah, these two are part of a pirate crew of bad guys that come in for the latter part of the main season, because we've only done one season so far, and they're like the cohorts or the crewmates of the leader of the pirate gang, and that's the guy I've got to show you today. Now his name is Black Hook, or Captain Black Hook as he prefers to be called, because it's quite amusing, because whenever the other guys are talking to him and they refer to him by his regular name, he corrects them instantly by calling him Captain. Call me Captain. He's quite full of himself. He's very much a very pirate style captain. His design, his stylings, his mannerisms is all very much a pirate captain. His card weapon is a cannon that mounts to his shoulder, and he shoots off a massive an energy cannonball, and he shouts out Captain Jack Cannon, and that's his main sort of attack. But anyway, before we get into the figure, let's have a look at the packaging. So here's his box. Pretty usual, Metal Cardbot box. It's got his name at the bottom. He's got a picture of Jun on the side. You've got the Metal Cardbot logo on the top. Got some pictures of the character there. There's a better look of Jun and Captain Black Hook. And then on the back, you've got more pictures of his various modes. More pictures of him there, pictures on the top, and then you've got all your product information on the bottom. Typical Metal Cardbot box. It's quite chunky, it's quite thick, and it's made out of that thick, chunky cardstock that they make them out with like a window so you can see the toy inside. And the toy's in a plastic clamshell, so yeah, it's got all that going on. Comes with a set of instructions. They're printed on both sides of what look like recycled paper. There's 17 steps to the transformation according to this. So that's that. And here he is in his alt mode. So being a pirate captain, his alt mode is a pirate ship. So very unusual alt mode. You don't not often see boats in Transformers, let alone a pirate ship. But I'm quite fortunate in that I do have another transforming toy that has a pirate ship alt mode. Here we have Web Divers W04 Garrion. Now, this is, I've got the box here. There's the box. And so this was a little bit of history lesson. This is from a TV show called, its full name was Boku Do something or other, but Web Divers. It's basically set in cyberspace, and it was done by Takara Tomy, and it was done in the early 2000s, in 2000, 2001. It was about when sort of like Beast Wars was coming to the end of its run, and Takara thought that Transformers as a brand had run its course, and they were looking to get something to replace it, and they came up with this other franchise where they had a bunch of transforming figures, and this was one. He was actually one of the bad guys, Garion, and as you can see, he's got this pirate ship. But I decided to get him out because this is not the focus of the review today. Obviously, the review's for this guy, but I just wanted to show that I've got 2 transforming pirate ships, and just to do the size comparison between the 2. Now he looks like Garion looks more like a like a proper sort of like oldie wooden pirate galleon ship. He's got a massive great sail with a skull and crossbones on it, and he's got like the dragon head figurehead, whereas Black Hook's pirate ship is a little bit more exotic, shall we say. He's got a very low hull. He's got this big sort of the prow on the front. He's got his sails, and then you've got the back of the ship, and that very colourful. It's got a lot of sort of like gold, and he's made in this wonderful sort of like metallic blue plastic that's it's got lots of, as you can see, it's got lots of sparkles in it. It's pretty cool. Now his ship mode does have a bit of a drawback. This thing here is his head. You just sort of turn it around the wrong way, so his head unfortunately doesn't tuck away in alt mode, which is a bit disappointing. He has weapon storage as well, because this front part of the ship is his melee weapon. It turns into like an anchor shaped axe that he can wield in robot mode. But his ship looks pretty good for the most part. Now in the show, when they're roaming around, Black Hook's going from their sort of secret base out into the open to attack Jun and all the other members of the Metal Cardbot crew, because they're trying to get hold of his wristwatch, his metal brace. He has his cohorts, and they will ride on the deck of his ship when he's flying around. But now, as you can see, they barely fit. You can only fit one of the characters on his deck, and so they're a little bit oversized. I mean, really, these guys should be about that sort of size to the ship, I suppose. So it's a bit weird. He's not size-wise in alt mode. He's not as big as probably he should be in the show, because ships are very large vehicles at the end of the day. So yeah, he's a little bit downsized, but his robot mode is kind of big, and I reckon if they'd have made sort of scaled up his ship mode to be full size, one, it'd cost hundreds of pounds, and it'd cost a lot of money, and two, it'd be massively large, and it wouldn't scale very well with the rest of the figures. So I think the compromise they've made with scale is good enough. But yeah, he looks pretty cool, very colourful. Now, this toy does have gold plastic on it. It's got gold plastic here, gold plastic here, gold plastic round here, here and here. Now, if you look closely at it, it does have the swirls in it. It's probably safe, but only time will tell. But I think a lot of toy manufacturers have learnt their lesson with gold plastic. Hopefully they would have put a softer polymer in it to keep it together, stop it cracking and breaking up and disintegrating. But we'll just have to wait and see. But this figure does have gold plastic on it. Yeah, there's the alt mode. He's got a pirate ship, and I've got the other sort of transforming pirate ship that I know about, Web Divers Garion, and there they are together. Right, transforming this guy. Being a Metal Cardbot figure, the transformation's quite straightforward. Now you can start by sort of folding the sails up. So you fold this down and then fold that up. Then you can split the legs and then remove the weapon, and the melee weapon, it just sort of folds out, splits open, folds out to form an anchor axe that's his melee weapon. So going back to the figure, start spreading the legs. You then take these pieces at the back, and they unhook and come back. So this piece here unhooks and comes back. You then straighten the legs, split them out a little bit. You then fold around his feet, and then there's these little heel spurs that come out with one click. Then the arms, fold the shoulders out to the side. This back piece is on a double hinge. That folds up and clicks into place and forms his backpack. And then the arms, you just fold them out, straighten out the fist, and then angle them forwards. So you just bring the arm down, straighten out the fist, and angle it forwards. And then finally, you turn his head round. And there we have Black Hook in his robot mode. And he looks really, really cool, actually. Very ornate design. Got lots of sort of shiny sort of trim bits all over. Lots of little gold, trims painted up. His colours are nice. That deep sort of royal blue. You got the white, and then you got the gold, and then you got the red. So it's a nice, very nice colour palette that he's got going on. He's got an interesting head sculpt. He's got like a captain's hat. He's got like an eye patch that comes down. His eye patch in the show, it flips up and down. When he's in robot mode, he'll have it flip down. But then when he's trying to use his weapon, he has like the reticule which comes over in front of his eye, so the eye patch flips up so he can fire his weapon. Also on his ship mode, he's got his eyes on the ship mode, and one of his eyes on his ship mode has an eye patch that flips down over it as well. So that's quite interesting. Now, size comparison. He's quite large for a Metal Cardbot figure. There he is next to Combiner Wars Megatron, who is like a full-sized, leader class figure. So he's pretty big. When you put him next to his pirate buddies, he's obviously a lot bigger than they are. And there's that. Now, obviously, if you want me to do it a size comparison with Web Diver's Garyon, I've got to transform it. So if you just give me a moment. Right, so hang on. There we go. There's a size comparison between Garyon and Black Hook. Now, Garyon does have a lot of parts forming. He has this cutlass that forms part of his tail in Dragon mode, and also the boat hull. Unfortunately, it just has it as a shield. It doesn't actually plug on anywhere. So, a bit disappointed in that respect. But yeah, as you can see, he's quite. This guy is quite a lanky chap. He doesn't stand up very well, so he has this tail that comes back that you have to use to support him when in robot mode. But he's a dragon former, and that's part of the reason why I went for him, and also the fact that he transforms into a pirate galleon. So there's a size comparison between Web Diver's Garyon and Black Hook. So that's those bits out of the way. So let's just finish this review off with the articulation. He has a ball jointed head. It can go backwards and forwards. It can turn around. It can waggle from side to side. So it's got a good range of motion. Shoulders, soft ratchet. Now they do hit or clout this backpack. If you bring the arms out, it will go all the way around. The arm goes in and out. It's got a soft detent, 2 clicks to go forwards. The arm can go backwards as well. Doesn't have a wrist rotation. Does have a bicep swivel though, so he can swivel his arms. No waist joint. The hips. Let's get the arms out of the way. Hips, nice spread. Going backwards, it hits the backpack, so you can just have to move that away. So You can go backwards, go forwards. Obviously, you can go out to the side. 5 swivel. Knee bend, not quite to 90, but you know, it's nice loud ratchet on that. And the feet, there's nothing on the feet. You've got a little bit of movement on this toe joint, but apart from that, it's got the usual. They've got the base of the feet is cut at an angle to give a neutral A stance when he's standing up straight. So there we go. There's Black Hook. There's his articulation. Quick thing to show you. Obviously his accessories. So he's got his axe that he can put in his hand, and he can wield his axe. It is a tapered peg, so you know you can push it down and it can tighten it up, but it does work loose very easily. And then the final thing is his card weapons. So you've got his card, his metal card, and then obviously you take his weapon off the back. Now you've got these bits that slide out. You then got the reticule that folds out, and you've got this bit that folds out there, and then you fold it up together. And there's his weapon, his card weapon, and it has a peg. It pegs into the shoulder, and then you can see that the sighting reticule lines up with his right eye, and so you can aim his weapon, and you know, Captain Jack Cannon, and it shoots a massive like energy cannonball out, and it's a very potent, very powerful weapon, because there's an episode sort of like toward the middle of the show where Black Hook's facing off against Heavy Iron, and they're in this junkyard, and Jun is sort of like in the middle of it, and they're fighting with each other, and they both let off their ultimate attacks at the same time, and they sort of hit in the middle and cause a massive explosion. So his Captain Jack Cannon is on par with Heavy Iron's attack, which is called Heavy something or other, Heavy Beam or whatever it's called. It's on par with that. So it's a very strong, very powerful attack. But yeah, it's pretty cool that he's got this massive great cannon that plugs onto his shoulder. So that's awesome. Articulation wise, he's not bad. He's got 5 swivels and bicep swivels. Hasn't got a waist joint. His proportions, obviously, he's got kind of short arms, but quite long legs. He's okay. He's all right. He looks cool. He's got a decent alt mode. His robot mode is nicely painted and colourful and detailed. He's got an interesting card weapon. He's a decent figure. He's one of the better figures in the Metal Cardbot toy line. And now a few other people have picked this up. A few other Western reviewers have picked this up and done reviews of it. So I'm not the only one. So yeah, there we go. There's my review of Metal Cardbot's Black Hook, or Captain Black Hook, as he prefers to be called in the show. Decent figure, definitely worth a shout if you're interested in getting something a little bit unusual. I got mine off G Market. I paid 40 something quid for it with a postage, so it wasn't too bad. And like I said, he's one of the bigger figures in the line. It's a decent size, so he's definitely worth a punt if you're into getting something extra. So that's been my review of this figure today. My next Korean figure has arrived. I should be reviewing it next week, so look forward to that. I've been TFL Wilderness. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all later. Ta-da.